What's up, guys? This is Marty, and this is Marty's Boxing. I'm in the car today, as you can see. Man, I know everybody's seen that fight last night. Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol for the 175 light heavyweight belt. Unfortunately, Canelo Alvarez cannot get it. Bivol successfully defended his belt, and he did it in a spectacular fashion. I know there's a lot of haters out there. I know there's a lot of Canelo fanboys out there. I said fanboys because no matter what Canelo does, no matter if he win or lose, they will always have an excuse for everything. I'm just trying to bring you the unbiased, true facts, and non-fiction here about the fight and the stats and the statistics and the fundamentals that happen. You know, it's okay to be a fan, but be a neutral fan. A good fight's a good fight. Last night was a good fight. Last night was actually a great fight. It wasn't a good fight. It was a great fight. It was a display of back and forth boxing perfection. Just one guy did a better job than the next one. And let's get into this. Let's get into why Bivol succeeded more to Canelo. Let's start off with Canelo. Canelo, he did a great job. He started off a little slow, and he started to pick the pace up later. But I noticed that he had a hard time working his jab, and I started to notice that most of his jabs and most of his hooks and punches were landing more on his arm, Bivol's arm, and Bivol's shoulder. So that tells me, by watching the fight, that Bivol stayed at I would probably say, he stayed at the Goldilocks zone, I would like to say. It's a scientific term I'm going to use on this boxing right here. Since boxing is a sweet science, let's go ahead and use the scientific term. He stayed in the Goldilocks zone. That Goldilocks zone was perfect for his range, for him to hit, Bivol to hit Canelo. And it was perfect for the range for him not to get by Canelo. And if he did get hit by Canelo, it wasn't going to be as effective as Canelo wanted it to be. So this affected Canelo throughout the fight. And you can see in the later rounds, maybe what round was that? I like to say the 10th or 11th round. Bivol threw a jab. I think he threw a combination. He was coming at him with a 1-2-3 combination, or maybe a 1-2 combination. And Canelo, he kind of ducked under him, and he bridged him and lifted him up. Like, we're watching UFC at the moment. I mean, it's cool that he did that if it was in the earlier rounds, like the first 3 rounds, to establish his dominance and to let Bivol know that, it's not going to be an easy fight. I don't respect you. But in reality, they respected each other. They both respected each other's power. They respect each other as boxers. So that's what made that a great fight. They both respect each other. You could tell they respect each other. Even though Canelo was frustrated. It's going to come, When you're used to getting your way, what I mean by getting your way, beating the guys you've been beaten in a fashion you've been beating them. Like Caleb Plant, that's getting your way. Smith, that's getting your way. All those type of guys that took an L and took the TKO and took the knockout, that's getting your way. But you're going to come across a Triple G, you're going to come across a Bivol, you're going to come across a Mosley Jr., you're going to come across a Mayweather Jr., and you're not going to always get your way. So how do you deal with that? You just got to go back to the drawing board and just work on it, just work on it. Just look at the tapes and see what you did wrong and come back stronger. I love Canelo. I love everything he did last night. I love everything he did the past 10 years. But a loss is a loss. Let's just admit it. No excuses, please. The same way around, if Bivol lost it, I would have said a loss is a loss. He did a great job. But Bivol brought his A game last night, and it showed. And Canelo, he tried to be the aggressor. He was the aggressor most of the time. He tried to bully him, but he couldn't bully Bivol. I said in my previous videos, like those were the key factors Canelo had to do. Use the rope, which he tried, but it didn't pressure Bivol at all. He didn't panic. He didn't push the red button. He stayed calm and collected. And another thing I said that Canelo needed to do is use his head movement. He used it a little bit, not as much. and Canelo did try to utilize the jab, but it was ineffective. Bivol, he blocked the majority of things. The things that Bivol did to be successful last night, and I told everybody in my previous video, you could check it out. I said, utilize that jab, utilize that 1-2, utilize that stick and go, in and out. Stay in the center of the ring. Those are all the things he did, and I said it in my video. If he does that, he will be successful. He will maintain that title belt, and he's still the champion at 175. Bivol is an excellent fighter. More respect to him. I watched plenty of his fights before this, and I knew, and the more fights I watched, the more hours, the more footage I watched, I knew in my mind it's going to be a tough fight for Canelo. I don't know if he underestimated him or not. Maybe he knew it was going to be a tough fight, but it didn't seem tough until he got in the ring. It didn't seem as tough as when he started turning it up and he realized he can't get his way. It was a great fight. It was a tough fight. I think it deserved a rematch, but I don't think right now. I don't think the rematch should be right now. I think the rematch should be maybe after a tune-up fight, because I see the same end results for an immediate rematch. Sorry about that. It's a crazy biker out there, or a Honda Civic, but or a lawnmower. But really, I see the same results for Canelo Bivol 2 immediately if they have a rematch. I don't think he need to take that rematch right away. He need to take it easy, go back to the drawing board, you know. And also Bivol has more demands. He said he want to be treated more like a champion in a post interview. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a little bit more paperwork, a little bit more moolah, you know. And I would like to say he's probably gonna have it in Russia, but you know, Russia, they having all that shit going on here. But just imagine if there was no shit like that going on in Russia right now. Imagine how crazy the fight would be if Canelo goes to Russia and St. Petersburg to fight. It'd be crazy. It'd be like a real Rocky, but with a Mexican instead, you know. It'd be like a real Rocky. It'd be amazing to watch, but I doubt that's gonna happen. So we're probably gonna have it back here in Vegas. But hats off to Bivol. Hats off to you, boy. You did a great job. Hats off to Canelo. You did a great job. His confidence was pouring in the pre-fight weigh-in. You could see it in his eyes. Canelo confidence was soaring. But you know, sometimes it's not your day. He did a great job. He made a lot of mistakes. Bivol made a lot of mistakes, but Bivol made less mistakes that night. Canelo, man, hats off to you, man. Keep up the good work. You still a champion. Bivol, he's a champion. You guys are both warriors. Let's go at it again. But I don't think right now is a good time. There's plenty of great fights out there for Canelo to fight. There's plenty of great fights out there, and there's plenty of people waiting to fight him. So yeah, if you thought this fight last night was great, there's more great fights out there for Canelo. There's more great fights out there for Bivol too. You know, he's recognized now. Like, he finally got his recognition for being the champ he is. His 1-2 is immaculate, man. I've never seen a boxer utilize the jab so much in my life. He stayed and kept it basic and beat one of the greatest in our generation today. He kept it simple and beat him. He kept the footwork simple and light. He kept the 1-2s crisp. He stayed off the ropes, and when he got on the ropes, he did not panic. Caleb Plant, he did not panic. He kept cool, calm, and collected. That's all from experience. You know, that's from all that the amateur record he had. Those Russians, man, they stay cool. They're European style, they stay cool. Those guys fight a lot of international guys, so they have experience. You know, take notes from that. The American boxers need to take notes of that. Take notes. All right, hit me back up. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me how Canelo could have won it. Tell me how Canelo, what mistakes he made. Tell me how Bivol, you know, like what you guys think about his future career. Do you think this is like the highest point of his career, or do you think it's gonna go up higher? You know, he's gonna become a superstar, because he did become somewhat of an instant superstar overnight. A lot of people give him a lot of recognition. His name is known now. It's almost a household name now. It's the most like stardom that Bivol ever had. He's a good champ, but like everybody's gonna be talking about him the next week. ESPN, all those sporting news. All right, leave a comment, subscribe. You guys tell me what's up, what you guys think about the fight. what you like about it, what you didn't like about it. All right, peace.